Bradley Martin being fit.
Lit, what's good? So, guess what, guys? Today, we're talking about something very important. It's purpose. But before we get into that, I want to talk about something very, very important, and it's my new account on Instagram.
What is it called?
My other account's gone.
No, it's not. All right, what's your new one?
All right, it's not gone. It's not gone, but the new one,
Show 'em.
it's gonna be the new wave. Everyone's gonna do it. Everybody's gonna do it. I want to say that right now. But it's fine. I'm doing it first. We're doing it first. You guys can do it with me. I'm making it like a real account. Like this is gonna just be me. Seen this account right here, like million whatever, like it's all this like it's like perfect. Everything's perfect. Life is perfect. Instagram is perfect. Everything I do look perfect. Like edit. Look at that good edit. Look at that edit. Look at that. Look at the structure.
You don't actually look
look
like
at that
that.
structure.
You don't actually look like that.
I mean, right now, low-key, I need a pump. But anyways, look at that. I got a pump. It's got a good angle.
Yeah.
You know, my right side gains. This account is about to be like just everything. Everything.
So what is it called? Bradley Martin?
It's called Bradley Martin 2. At Bradley Martin 2.
Okay.
And I'm following everybody.
Okay.
Look, look, look. See this? Following everybody. Comment squad for a follow. Oh, squad? Okay, follow.
Squad? Follow.
Oh.
You're gonna follow everybody?
I'm gonna follow everybody. Oh, squad? Okay, follow. Look, look. Let me just give me a few more. Oh, squad? Okay, follow. Okay. All right, follow. Everybody's getting a follow. Anyways, go find this account because it's super real. Like, I'm just gonna post it genuinely. Just I've always wanted to be able to post Instagram, whatever I want. Like just without worrying. Like, is this good? Is this good? Is this? I just post stuff. Like a picture of a dog. Because a picture of a cat, I don't know if that would fly. A picture of a dog, cool.
Cats go more viral than dogs, or dogs go more viral than cats?
Cats doing things
Go more, yeah.
go more, like cats doing things. Well, dogs doing things goes pretty viral. Anyways, let's talk about purpose. Let's go outside and talk about this. Come on.
Outside?
Yeah, this is important. Hold on, let me put this down. Look at this. All right.
Here's the gym.
That's the gym. Look, yo, Monday. Look at this lit on Monday. Look.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, this is a bad angle. This is a better angle. This is a better angle right here. Right here. Get a little bit more depth.
Damn.
Anyways, let's go do this. Okay, so yeah. All right. Oh, you got your car back. So today is Monday. It's amazing out today. It's beautiful today.
It's California, man.
It's California. Your car's gonna turn off randomly again?
Maybe, I don't
We should
know.
talk to Jag about that. But I wanted to talk about purpose. Dude came from Hawaii, out of drug rehab. I don't know how long ago. I didn't ask him that. Do you know how long ago? You were talking to him for a while.
I think he just got done.
He just got done.
For 75
from Hawaii,
days.
Came out here, visited the gym. We took some pictures. We had a good conversation. And he was like, yo, you should do a video about purpose and talk about purpose. And immediately I thought about you guys. And if I'm gonna film this video, what's the point? Like, I could just talk about purpose or talk about videos or talk about topics that I've kind of talked about in the past, but I think I wanna make this about finding your purpose, I think, in a sense. Because I've talked about it before, but you can never say it enough.
Have you found your purpose?
Yes and no. Because that's the point of it. And we kind of said this briefly, was like, you guys, okay, just listen real quick. Just hear me out. Everyone is trying to like be successful somehow, right? Everyone's trying to like find love, be successful, whatever. If it's make money, if it's whatever it is. A purpose though. Because most of the time.
There he is. That's the guy.
Oh, there he goes right there. Most of the time, to find your purpose or to have a purpose, it's gotta be something that really means something to you. And you asked me that question, do you find your purpose? Me personally, absolutely. And then there's moments where I'm like, I still think about it. I still think, well, is this really what I'm here? Is this really what I should be doing? And I think it's important to note before I kind of talk about like finding your purpose that it's constantly changing, because life is constantly changing, your body's constantly changing. Like, time goes on, you learn more things, you gain more information, you gain more knowledge. So I want to say real quickly, guys, your purpose today or the thing that drives you today may not be the thing that drives you tomorrow or in 5 years or in 10 years or in 2 years, whatever, right? Now, as far as finding your purpose, I think what I just said is important to understand and to like just to know first and foremost. But when you're trying to find your purpose, the number one thing that I try to tell everybody and that I try and remind myself is thinking about the things that make me happy, doing the things that make me happy. Because we had a really cool podcast conversation, and it reminded me that really specifically, because if you don't do things that make you happy, I actually had a conversation with 2 guys over here too who are in the gym. I have a lot of conversations with people. But if you're not doing the things that make you happy, 10 out of 10 times, you're not gonna get things that make you happy, right? I know it's like, duh, but people get caught up in that's going on in their life and things that's going on. Damn, we gotta edit that because YouTube does not love us.
Like, you can't even do it like
once anymore. You can't do it once. Anyways, people get caught up with the negative stuff, period. Like, and this is the thing when trying to find your purpose, and this is why it's so damn important, is that you're never gonna be able to completely avoid negative things, right? You're never gonna, never. Like, for example, I opened this gym. I went through a lot of BS in the beginning of the year, and then I hurt myself. I opened the gym, and I was like, oh, all this time so we're gonna gym, and I was like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this, and then I hurt myself, and then like a month goes by, and then like that's good, and then I roll my ankle, and then like a month goes by, and then like my dog's gonna fight, and then there's always something. There's always something. And that for me, that's kind of been like, that's just a short, brief thing like what happened to me this year. But I'm trying to get you guys to realize like the importance of when trying to find your purpose and knowing that like, if that's your focus or if that's your goal, you want to figure out what that is, like you need to focus on the things inside of you that make you happy, because that's where you're going to find the purpose. That's where it's going to like, oh, this is what I really enjoy, if you're focusing on those things. Because if you constantly sit around, you're like, and I did a video about focusing on certain things, and if you're focusing on just the negative things, you're never going to have like the sight to see the positive things. Sorry, Kev. But he takes notes and he gonna beep that out. So I wanna say this again before I move forward. And I start. She flipped me off. She flipped me off. Aubrey flipped me off.
Why?
I don't know. It was a drive-by flip off.
Oh, I thought it was some random person.
No, Aubrey flipped drive-by flip off.
I'm like, damn.
Again, guys, before you can find your purpose or before you can realize what your purpose is, you have to try to not focus on the negative things. You have to try to be positive. Otherwise, you're gonna constantly be like, nothing works, I'm disappointed, I'm unhappy, nothing works, I'm unhappy, nothing. And it's just, you're gonna keep bringing that back into your life, back and forth, like just a nasty, like imagine like a rat on a treadmill, like not a treadmill like our treadmills, but like one of those, you know what I'm saying?
Those wheels. And
they never figure it out. And they're like the cheese is on the other side of it. Like it's on the outside and they can see through it and they think they're running towards it, but they just keep like going like this.
Yeah.
That's what happens to people. And it's like, we don't realize that, like, okay, our purpose is that cheese. Like I gotta get that cheese, but I'm stuck here doing this BS, doing this stuff that's not making me happy. Cardio, duh, because the rat don't want to do cardio, you don't want to do cardio. No, but jokes aside, it's, unless you like get out of the negativity, you're never gonna be able to be like, oh, open your eyes and be like, oh, this is what I want, this is how I'm gonna get there. So first and foremost, when trying to find your purpose, you have to think about and do the things that make you happy. And I know it's not possible all the time to do that because of all the negative, right? Of all the distractions. But the best advice I can give to someone is like in moments of negativity, like you're dealing with it, someone's bullying you or someone's talking crap or your relationship is going like boom or whatever, your business, or you gotta step back and be like, okay, take responsibility. How did I get here? Why am I here? Because it's not enough to just be like, man, I don't deserve this. And it's hard in the beginning when things start to happen to be able to like separate why are you here? Why are you here in that negative situation? Because you guys are like, Brad, but like I don't know how to get out of the negative situation. I don't know how to stop thinking about the negativity because it's so bad, right? Because I know this is common and I've been there. And you might be thinking about that, like, well, how do I think about just happiness and positivity if I have to deal with these things? What I'm trying to say is this. In order to like deal with these things and get to that positivity, you have to be able to like get through it, right? Get through the negativity, right? So you have to be able to be like, why am I here? And take responsibility, even though you may feel like, I don't deserve this, or I don't deserve these things, or I don't deserve what is happening to me, or what I'm dealing with. The fact remains, you are dealing with it. You are going through it. Like, just stop and just like remind yourself, okay, as much as I don't like these things that are happening to me, they're happening, okay? First step, that's the first step, is accepting it, obviously. It's being like, there's no way around this, because obviously you're dealing with it, you're talking about it, you're thinking about it, okay, you're in it, right? You're in it, now how do you get out of it? Okay, this is how you get out of it, simple. You think about, how did I get into it in the first place, right? There's moments in my life where I'm like, man, I don't deserve this, I don't deserve this, why did this happen to me, why did they say this? And I'm like, okay, I may feel that way, but the fact remains, this is what's going on, okay? I have to accept responsibility for my my way to get here. And now it's hard sometimes because you guys might be like, well, and I could relate to this too. Like if, let's say my father took his life, which is a fact, right? I can't be like, oh, well, that, you know, just because I was born, this happened to me, right? But that is what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard because like in some situations in life and in relationships, you could be like, okay, well, I found the girl or I found this friend and I got closer and then I ended up in that bad spot, right? I did things and they did things and now we're here. It's harder when it's like, okay, you're a family member, let's say your family member took their life or if you lost a family member and you don't have control over that. Well, that's also part of being like, okay, how did I get here? Someone took their life, someone passed away. You don't have control over that. Like, realizing that is just as important as like realizing I have control over where I was and I'm able to find myself here in this situation with these relationships or bad business or a friend, whatever, right? And the negativity. And the thing you don't have control over is someone else's life, like a family member, like I said, passing away or whatever. So the whole point is just being like, okay, I'm here and accepting it and accepting where you're at, realizing like why you're here. And knowing that you can't control everything and knowing that it's okay that sometimes that you're in a bad situation, because the point is, like, let's just call it what it is, guys. You live one life, okay? And I actually can't even say that for certain, because what do I know? I've never died yet, right? I'm awake, I'm alive, right? So, but right now, you got this life, you're living it. What's the point of sticking with things that are negative, or like family member passed away, bad relationship, sticking with it if like you have this purpose or this thing that you feel like you want to achieve or you know you can achieve, but you're stuck constantly dealing with like how I feel about other people or other things, or basically things you can't control. And like, I want to make that point so understood. You couldn't control someone passing away. You couldn't control someone's perspective of your actions. Your actions may have been, intentions may have been good, but you can't control someone else's view of it, because you don't live in someone else's shoes. You don't live in someone else's brain and their eye. You don't see what they see. You don't feel what they feel, right? So just accepting something, accepting the bad for what it is the first thing. Like realizing it, accepting it is the first thing to move away from it. And the minute that you can move away from it, you can get closer to what your purpose is. So the reason why I keep going back to this purpose thing is that it's constantly changing in life. And Kevin asked me, did you find your purpose? Absolutely. I feel like my purpose is doing things like this, is sharing with you guys, is talking to you guys, because when I see your faces in the gym or I see your faces in person, it's always about that. It's never about like, I mean, some people will be like, oh, it's cool that you squatted, or it's cool that you rode the hoverboard. That's when I get a lot. You jumped out of the pool. But like, the reason why I watch this stuff is because of this. It's because of the videos, because of that, and that to me is a big part of my purpose right now in my life. A year ago, 2 years ago, it could have been different. It was slightly different. It's always changing. So to those of you who don't know what your purpose is, you don't know how to find it, the best thing, like I said earlier, is do the things that make you happy, and you'll get closer to like figuring out what that is. And if you're dealing with negative, which you probably are at some point, I mean, I know you are at some point, you may be right now, you will be at some point, just know that like, look, I'm 28, I don't know everything in the world, but I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of people I really look up to, and I've never spoken to one person, successful, billionaire person. I've never spoken to one of those people and they were just like, yeah, life's just great, you make a bunch of money, then it's just great. Like, no matter what level you're at, no money, all the money, some money, whatever, good relationship, bad, whatever, you're gonna go through things. You're gonna go through things that are gonna challenge you. And that's what it is, and that's all it is. And if you're on this channel maybe for 1 second because you're into working out and you like challenges, well, this is just, it's like a mental challenge, it's a mental jog. That's all it is. Like, even though it might seem like the worst thing in the world, that's really what it is. That's what it comes down to, is your ability to get through a challenge. It's to like deal with the crap, see it for what it is, understand that you can't control everything, take a step back and be like, okay, what really makes me happy? Because my life is finite, right? There's an end to it. So what's the point of dealing with negativity or being sad when I know there's other things I really want to achieve, but I'm stuck here? So finding your purpose, that's crazy, because like, I wanted to give you guys some like, oh, this is how you find it. But there's no real way. It's trial and error. It's exactly what I'm talking about right now. But I think the most important things to think about is like your happiness and things that make you happy and doing them. And then the negativity is gonna come, and dealing with it, the quicker you can deal with it and get through it and go through it, the more you can focus here. Because that's all I did. I look back on my past, I'm like, okay, what made me successful in people's eyes? What made me like popular or whatever, right? right? And it was like, honestly, just doing stuff that made me happy. Like, that's when I shined the most, and that's when I feel like people appreciated the videos or the whatever, because I just did things that I was like, oh, that's a really good idea, that'll be cool. It's making me happy, right? In the moments where I felt like I wasn't doing that, I'm able to look back and be like, yeah, it wasn't as good. Things weren't as good. The video wasn't as good. This wasn't as good. Like, because my heart wasn't in it. My feeling weren't in it. My passion wasn't in it. So that's the thing. Another thing you guys can think about when you're thinking about finding your purpose is, like, when you're doing something, you think this is what you want to do. Like, do you really feel it? Like, do you feel it? Like, I have conversations with guys or people or women, whatever, in my gym, and I love, like, I'll stop. And guys always say it. They'll be like, oh man, I met so-and-so, and he was like, yeah, pound it, all right, peace, or whatever, like, gotta take a picture and go. And I guess what I realized is, why not sit and talk to that person for as long as I can? Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes I'm in here, I'm like, man, I just want to train, boom, boom, I want to get it done, I want to get out of here, I gotta go take my dogs to go, pee. But I've realized that, like, I just want to reiterate this again to you guys. Life is finite. Like, your life, my life, Kev's life, all of our lives. Make the most out of it right now where you're at. Like, so I get in these conversations with guys, and I'm like, okay, I can be like, all right, cool, good to meet you, man, get a photo, I gotta do some stuff. Or I could be in that conversation for as long as that person wants to be in that conversation, because I can say that part of my purpose is this, right? Is this talking, is having conversations. So if I have the ability to do it with someone in person, why would I not do it? Why would I not give the most of myself to it? Because that's the thing that I can look back on my life and say, that's what's given also me the most in my life. Because a lot of these conversations and times that I talk about, like, stuff like this, it's not just me saying it, like, to tell you guys how to live your lives and how to think and how to be. It's me honestly teaching myself at the same time, reiterating, like, things that I've learned in my life. So I want to make it really clear, like, I never make these videos to just be like, yo, this is what I know, you need to know what I know. It's because I'm trying to teach myself. It's like almost like a mental jog, like I said, of me going through moments and experiences in my life and being able to look back and say, well, what did I learn? What did this make me? Like, how could I get better from this? No matter what it is. And there's no other point. Like, there's things in my life I could say, I could be so salty about, like, why this happened to me, this is a lie, and I could hold on to that stuff, but the only person that is affected negatively is me. And if I want good and I wish these things didn't happen, well, like, the only way they're gonna, like, be irrelevant is if I allow it to be in my mind. If I move forward, if I'm like, it don't matter anymore, because I'm gonna move forward. And people don't realize that enough. They just get caught up in it, and they let so much of, like, what's going on in the world just get them caught up in negative crap. So I don't know, I'm just talking. It's what I do, I guess. So maybe watch less news and, like, just think of more things that make you happy, instead of, like, so, I can't even go on Twitter and look at, like, the news feed anymore, because it's just like, it's just bad. It's like everything's just drama. Everything's drama. It's easier that way, though. It's easier that way, because then you're like, okay, it separates you from your actual issues in your life, and you can look at everyone, the world's issues, and but it's like, is it getting you somewhere? Is it making you better?
No, even talking about your own issues and, like, making it more than what they are, like, and having people agree with you, like, oh, that sucks. Then you feel instant gratification of something from someone else, and you're getting confirmation, which feels connecting. But you're connecting in a bad way, but it's still connection. So your brain thinks it as something that, like, oh, it's good, but it's actually something that's bad, rather than, like, doing the harder route and, like, looking at whatever it is for what it is, even though you might not get the instant, like,
yeah, because the agreeance of someone saying, like, oh man, this is bad, and they're like, yeah, it's pretty up, and then you're like,
yeah, it is.
Then you're like, oh yeah, I'm right, and then it makes you feel good, but it's not solving anything.
But it makes you feel good for now.
Yeah.
But not long term.
It's like sugar.
Yeah, it's like a drug.
It's like, oh, this feels good, and then it goes away.
Exactly.
So yeah, guys, I love you guys. I appreciate all the support sincerely. If you guys get a chance, go check out my new Instagram. It's literally just Bradley Martin, number, like, 2. You
already showed it in the beginning.
I know. I just want to reiterate it, bro.
Damn. 311?
Hey, 1,000. Let's go. It's lit.
You gotta follow 1,000 people.
I know.
I'm gonna be mad if you don't.
I'm legit. Look, I have to do
all day following people.
Look, I got 700 comments on this one. Damn it! All right, we'll go follow. I swear, I'm not playing. I follow 9 for now. I gotta keep going.
All right.
Damn. Well, that person doesn't have. If you gotta have a profile photo though, you can't not have a profile photo. Yo, this is dope. This is my new favorite thing. Bradley Martin 2. Go check it out.